Huh?
Darn near killed him. Oh, hello there.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us once again for this, the 31st episode of Heroes and Villains, a Drunk Doctor Who subsidiary podcast, wherein today we are discussing the villain,
The Master.
Pure Evil.
The Master is basically...
Don't touch that, that's concentrated evil.
10 minutes. Good quote. Alright. The Master is basically the arch nemesis of the Doctor. Also a Time Lord. They grew up together back in the day.
Classmates?
Yeah. Classmates. Originally, you were supposed to find out that the Master was the Doctor's brother. But yeah, Roger Delgado, the original guy who played the Master, died. And so we never got to make that canon.
He was very involved. He had several episodes in a couple of seasons. One season he had like...
Yeah, he was in like every single episode of the entire season.
Talk about a recurring villain. I think this is the most appearances we've had from any villain today.
Up to where we're watching?
Yeah,
maybe the Daleks.
Over the Daleks, maybe.
Yeah, maybe the Daleks more.
Serials. Maybe the Daleks.
Well, he
had a lot of Daleks.
He was a great villain. He still is. In the current stuff,
he's a woman.
No.
Does that create sexual tension with the Doctor when the Master comes back as a woman? Did they kiss?
Yes.
Did they make little Time Lord babies?
No. Missy, which is the name for the mistress
master.
For the Master. Yeah. Missy is not currently the Master.
I thought the Master regenerated into Missy.
And again.
What?
Okay.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you were saying Missy was not the Master.
No. You're saying Missy is the current Master.
No, I'm just saying.
She's gone. And now we have... Right. Yeah, now we have a new Master.
Oh, just recently?
A couple of series ago.
They kissed?
Back when it was Missy.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's like Star Wars with Leia and Luke. Because they're brothers.
But no, they were. That was never canonized. But it would have been really awkward had it been.
I think it's still awkward. So you're a Time Lord, right? And you marry another Time Lord, and then one day a man walks in and says, "I'm your wife." At that point, do you go, okay? Or would you then regenerate as the woman and you just go back and forth as husband and wife and then switching the roles? Or would you be like, nah?
Who knows? With all the gender swapping in Doctor Who these days, the Doctor is currently female and the Master is currently male, so they could kiss again, I guess. I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen.
They could have the female Master and the female Doctor kiss.
That's also been proposed.
And then the next season, it's the male Master and the male Doctor kiss. Which means, where was our Delgado kissing scene?
The Doctor Who was not sexualized back in the day. No matter how good Perry looked in that bathing suit. Oof, we'll get there.
Pertwee was looking pretty good in the shower.
With the tattoos.
The name tattoo.
Do you remember the guy that played the director, Hussein, from Adventures in Space and Time? The TV movie that showed how the show...
Oh, yeah, I do.
Alright, the Indian guy?
Yeah.
He's the current Master.
Really?
Yes.
He's much older now, or?
He's a little older than he was then. But yeah, 10 years older. He's the same actor who played the director is now playing the Master.
Interesting. Does he do well? He's kind of on the shorter side for the Master. Because Delgado was kind of tall, wasn't he?
No.
Oh, he was short?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, that fits.
Not only was Delgado short, but Pertwee was kind of tall. That did not help Delgado's stature.
They had him on a soapbox and then like the waist up shots.
I
guess I didn't notice.
There's a publicity photo of the Seventh Doctor, where they've got him standing on a soapbox in the front of the TARDIS.
Oh,
because he's kind of short.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I don't know.
so the Master.
This episode got weird.
It's like I said, it's the Moriarty to the Doctor's Sherlock.
Mm-hmm.
He's the arch enemy, the arch villain, and especially when he starts out, you kind of start getting sick of him because he's there for every single serial that whole season.
And it's all the same tropes of him continuing to escape after that.
Yeah, I'll take over the world and
I'll get you next time, you meddling kids. It's like, oh, they're gonna let him go again. They're like, there he goes, running off into the woods. It's like, go after him. They're like, we'll see him again.
Exactly.
It's like, he kills people. What are you doing?
He hypnotized my assistant to kill me, you know?
Mm.
Oh, man. But anyway, yeah, he has more lives than anyone or anything. He always comes back, no matter how bad the limits on everything. And so, despite his telling the Doctor's the timeless child, I currently think it's the Master. But we'll find out in the Centenary special. Because he has infinite number of lives.
That's interesting.
And he's crazy as all get out, and I think it was the torture that made him that way.
Insanity, yeah.
Which explains why he hates Time Lords. But at least in theory, we'll find out in the Centenary special.
That sounds like a way better plot, by the way.
It does. It does. It makes so much more sense.
It makes a relatable villain, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is motivations for.
Well, I mean,
the Time Lords.
Right now where everything sits, most of the universe is destroyed. You know, the Gallifrey, the current stuff.
Season 13?
Series 13, yeah.
Series.
Well, right now we're in the specials, for the 2022 specials.
So maybe 14?
No, Series 14.
I don't know how series works.
Okay. Well, every once in a while they'll have specials between seasons.
So I thought all of a show was called a series.
Yes, but the modern seasons are also called series. But you can have specials between the series. I'm just telling you how it works. Yeah. All right. So, okay.
You can have the Orange Cranberry Club, but you can also substitute the Cranberry Club.
You see the 5 Doctors right there? Yeah. Okay. That's between seasons. That's a special between those 2 seasons.
Within the same series.
Within the same show. Between the seasons.
Which is a series.
The series in this case refers to something different.
Oh. There are a series in a series? Is that very serious?
No.
Okay.
Anyway, but the 2022 specials, there's 3 of them. There was the New Year's Day special, the Easter special, and then there's the Centenary special.
Did they ever have anything to do with the holidays that they air on? Do you have like a villain Easter bunny show up?
Not yet.
Okay.
But we have had Santa Claus show up on a Christmas special.
Oh, no. Is Santa Claus a Time Lord? That would explain a lot, right?
No, Santa Claus was Nick Frost.
Oh.
They have had...
That's the plot of Santa Claus 3, I think.
No, it's Jack Frost.
Oh, who's Nick Frost?
He's an actor. Did you ever see Shaun of the Dead?
They got an actor named Frost to play Santa Claus.
Yeah, did you ever see Shaun of the Dead?
I don't know if I watched it all the way through.
He's the fat guy.
Okay.
Which, perfect for Santa Claus.
Yeah. And, World's End and...
Yeah.
What was the other one they made? Hot Fuzz.
Yeah. He's in the Cornetto trilogy.
Are those all... Those aren't... Their plots aren't related at all. They're all different characters.
No, but it's called the Cornetto trilogy because it features Cornetto ice cream in each of them.
Oh.
I kid you not.
Why do they call it?
Because that's what the director calls it, because he features Cornetto ice cream in each of them.
Hmm. So when's Fight Club 2 coming up?
Never.
Oh.
Alright, okay, so anyway, the Master...
You could still get Brad Pitt.
Alright, so the Master sticks with him, and we've seen him now with the 3rd Doctor and the 4th Doctor. Remember, he was that husk.
Didn't have a face.
Yeah, that tried to get all the Doctor stuff.
Tried to blow up the Time Lord thing.
Yeah, and I think pretty much from the third Doctor on, we see him with nearly every Doctor.
Did we talk about how like Time Lords? Just recently, the Doctor said they're very meticulous, and you have to be when you live to be so long. And then they talked about a missing planet in the records, and he says they're not supposed to do that. And then,
but they did.
Yeah, but also when the Master was on Gallifrey, and he's trying to blow up the planet with like the ley line thing. With the scepter and the... You remember that?
The staff of Rassilon and the sash of Rassilon.
And they had no idea what it did. It's like, this is the key to the source of our planet's power. They're like, oh no, it's just ceremonial. We don't know what that does.
No, it's actually the key, yes.
It's like, aren't you supposed to keep track of these things?
They lost in time.
They're really bad at history.
Ooh, actually, the Master interacts with the first 2 Doctors as well, in the 5 Doctors.
Later on, he goes back to, or
in the 5 Doctors, the first 5 Doctors are all in it. So he interacts with the first 5 Doctors there. Although
the first Doctor is played by someone other than Hartnell.
Yes, because Hartnell was passed on by then. Troughton's still playing the 2nd Doctor. All the others are still playing themselves. He interacted with the 4th.
Troughton just recently passed away.
Troughton?
Was it recent?
No, it was always back.
Oh.
The Doctors have thus far passed away in order. All the numbered Doctors. We're not including, the War Doctor.
Did Baker die?
No. He's 88, I think, and still alive.
Well, he's doing pretty good now.
Yeah, and he's the oldest one.
Does he still wear the scarf?
I don't know.
Does he come back in the specials? Or is he too old?
He's in the 50th anniversary as somebody else.
Oh. So they had someone else play Baker because he got too old?
No. They have Baker playing the Curator, which is probably a later incarnation of the Doctor.
Interesting.
Who knows?
Because the Doctor's the Timeless Child and he has a...
Who knows? No, the Doctor's not the Timeless Child.
That we know of. Could be.
Nope.
Remember when Darth Vader said, "No, Luke, I am your father," and no one believed it, so then... For the next movie, he had to get Yoda to tell Luke, yes, he is your dad. That's what's going to happen with the time.
well, we'll see. The centenary episode.
We're going to beat it into you.
The centenary episode is Chibnall and Whittaker's last hurrah. We'll see what happens. But anyway, and then next year, there's lots of rumors as to what's going to happen with Series 14.
Rumor has it.
Yeah. So
when did they announce the next Doctor?
Any day.
Oh.
It's, like I said last time, this is the longest we've had between the announcement that a Doctor's leaving and the announcement that another Doctor is coming on.
Do they ever keep it hush-hush who's playing the Doctor until the first episode comes out?
It's never happened with the numbered Doctor.
Yeah,
but they managed to pull it off with the War Doctor and the Future Doctor. But it's never happened. They've always announced the numbered Doctors. Yeah. Yeah. And the... Tom Baker showing up in the 50th anniversary was kept really well. Hush Hush too. That was cool. But we'll get there.
Cool. Eventually.
Alright.
So, did you read that post about picking the fan theory about the next James Bond movie where they pick the next James Bond and they load the cast with a ton of famous people and before the movie comes out they don't say who's casted to play Bond and they're all trying to figure out which... like even the most throwaway characters, like you have the
that
waiter.
Could be Bond.
Yeah, you're like maybe that's.
No, the waiter's being played by Pee Wee Herman, so I hope it's not Bond. I don't know.
I feel like they should do that with Doctor Who. It'd be a special, and they get a whole bunch of famous people to cast in it, and you don't know which one's the next Doctor.
Well, right now. There's a lot of hope and speculation that that's basically what happens is the Doctor is not announced until it's revealed at the end of the centenary episode.
Like the Spider-Man movie.
Right, but no clue. I don't think it'll happen that way, although I would absolutely love it if it was.
People are... It's impossible to keep anything a secret nowadays. People just want to spoil everything incessantly. Data mine it and leaks and... They just spoil all the fun.
They do. All right. So, what do you think of the Master's shrinking people?
Very creepy. Like, like, you know how Joker's the really creepy Batman villain?
Yeah.
And he does the laughing gas and they have the grotesque grin on their face. That's like the Master's really creepy toy maker, grotesque, like, that's terrifying to be turned into a doll. Like, what happens to those people?
Remember he did that when we first met him in that cereal with the
and then
with the space array.
Yeah.
And then he did it again in The Deadly Assassin.
And he puts him in the scope.
Yeah. And he does it again later on down the line in the
Wasn't the first time he put it like in the electrical box? It was sitting in the chair.
Lunchbox or something, yeah. It's the guy's lunch tin.
With that one time where they came in like Mary Poppins.
Yeah, the guy just floated down.
Does he ever show up again? Who was that guy?
We don't know.
Another classmate?
No, I think it was the Time Lord, but we don't know if that's a Time Lord we see later or if that particular character we never see again.
Such an odd...
Yeah, the way he showed up.
He's like, I'm another Time Lord. There's a bomb. Goodbye. And the doctor was like, good thing you told me. I was about to blow up everything.
Yeah, jump in there. All right. But anyway, so the Master's pretty devious, and he just hates Time Lords. Now, Delgado's characterization of the Master, and I can't remember the guy who plays him later throughout the rest of the classic series.
Do you know who else hates Time Lords? Time Lords, mostly. Omega, for example. What did you say?
So we'll see the Master a good bit later. And he's played by this other guy once Delgado passed away. And we saw him originally in The Deadly Assassin. But he goes through...
Pig. What is dog?
I don't know.
Because Gato is cat.
Yeah.
Delgato. Pero.
So, and they're played pretty devious and straightforward. In the modern stuff, well, in the TV movie, we also see the Master with the Eighth Doctor.
Is he a little more goofy in that one?
Oh,
or is he always kind of like creepy?
He's creepy and crazy. He's played by, I can't remember the guy's name, but an American actor.
Oh.
Just so super over the top nut bar.
They don't do very many American actors for...
No, but
like the big characters.
Right, the TV movie was a co-production between the BBC and Fox.
Because the BBC they don't have any money apparently. They're like, we'll get you your DVD in 10 years. Just be patient.
Yeah,
it's very expensive. Okay, we're working on it.
Eric Roberts, that's the name of the actor. Eric Roberts.
What's he off of?
Well, he was in a bunch of stuff back in the day, but lately he's mostly in Christian movies.
Is that guy with the long hair?
White now. Oh no, you're thinking of the guy who used to play Hercules. Yeah, Eric Roberts is in some of the movies with him.
Okay.
But then in the modern stuff.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, Schwarzenegger. No.
Used to be Hercules.
That was a different Hercules.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the TV show, not Hercules in New York. All right, and then in the modern stuff, the Masters. He's just insane. Both of the male Masters have just been nut bar crazy.
Like just progressively
it gets crazier, yeah.
Like my D&D character.
Except for Missy. Missy is a bit back to the Delgado Return to Sanity. In fact, she has some clarity and some...
That's why they kiss, because she's like, I regret my ways, and then...
No, she's just screwing with
Just
him.
kidding.
But she gets locked up in a vault. It's a long story, but we'll get there. And then it goes crazy
vault?
again. Huh?
A time vault?
No, just a big vault.
Okay.
Oh, man. But anyway, so far, what is your favorite cereal with the Master?
Honestly, I think I enjoy the Deadly Assassin more than most of the Delgado Master cereals, because those were real kind of goofy, stereotypical Scooby-Doo kind of villains. They were fun, but like the Deadly Assassin was really cool because you didn't know it was the Master right away.
And it was in
a
the
lot more
Matrix and stuff.
Yeah. My favorite Delgado of the Master was probably the ones with the, not the Sensorites. Screw the plastic people. The Great Intelligence with the phone wire and the...
Oh, it's right there. We just did them.
Autons. Yeah, the Master and the Autons, right?
Yeah, the Autons.
That one was pretty good.
Yeah, and the plastic people handing out the plastic flowers to kill people. Let's see.
I like the one where with the carnival and his TARDIS is the carnival coach wagon.
I think it's Terror of the Autons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was his first serial. I don't know. The second one, The Mind of Evil, where he's inside the prison, running the prison.
That one was pretty good too.
That one's really cool.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Still kind of goofy.
And he was in the Daemons. Friggin' love the Daemons.
Oh yeah.
Remember that? He was the bad priest or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name? What did he go by?
No idea.
It was Latin for master.
I think you like that one more than I do.
I love the Daemons. Daemons is awesome.
Good.
Alright, my favorite one that we've both seen thus far is the Daemons.
Okay.
I love Daemons. Let's see.
I feel like that'd be your favorite without the Master as well, though. You're just like...
He's good. But no, my favorite one with the Master.
Cool.
But no, for the third Doctor...
I think mine has to be the Deadly Assassin.
I mean, we picked the Inferno for the third Doctor, didn't we? Or was it...
I thought we picked the Daemons.
Did we pick the Daemons? Okay.
We might have picked it. I think maybe...
We'd have to look it up.
I think maybe we were tied and we did some sort of tiebreaker.
And I was like, damn it, I want this one.
I think it might be the Inferno, actually.
Yeah, it's one of the two. Let's see.
That was the same season?
No. That was the first and the second season. Different seasons.
So it was probably the Daemons and the Inferno.
Well, I'm talking about for his overall. Because we do the one for the Doctor overall.
That might have been.
I don't know, we have to double check, but they're both really, really good.
Yeah.
Alright,
I love the Evil Brigadier.
with the little deal, yeah. Alright, cool. You have any questions about the Master?
Normally I ask if they come back again, but... Oh, any Doctor Who news?
Well, still waiting on the 14th Doctor to be announced. We're apparently going to be receiving June 28th, the first two specials of this year. Eve of the Daleks for the New Year's Day special, and The Legend of the Sea Devils, which is funny because that's who we're doing next here in a minute. The Sea Devils, Legend of the Sea Devils
next
for
week.
the Easter special.
That's who we're doing next week.
No. And those two are coming out June 28th. We're still waiting on dates for the Abominable Snowmen. And
So they're a recurring villain. We didn't do a Heroes and Villains on the Snowmen, did we?
We did it for the Great Intelligence.
Okay.
The Yeti.
The robot Yeti.
Yeah, we're part of his thing. So.
Okay.
But we're still waiting on dates for that and for the season 22.
Do you like dates? Do they taste good?
No.
You don't like them?
Not particularly.
What about prunes?
Prune's better. I like prunes better. But basically, we got no new Doctor Who news. We're just kind of waiting on it.
No news is good news.
The only thing I can tell you though is, in theory, production started today on Series 14.
In theory.
In theory, it may be pre-production. We don't know, but Bad Wolf is doing it. My understanding is that production is actually building the costumes and the designs and the sets and practicing the roles.
Pre-production is just like B footage.
No, pre-production is designing all that stuff, not building it, but designing it and casting. So,
so they're about to cast the new Doctor.
Well, they probably have already cast the Doctor. The question is when they announce it. But yeah. No, but that's it. Alright.
Cool.
If you have any questions about the Master, post them below. We'd love to have some questions to answer.
Does the Master have a sonic screwdriver?
No.
Does he have like a gadget, like a scarf, like Baker's scarf? He doesn't have a screwdriver. The sonic screwdriver is not like a Time Lord thing. That all Time Lords have their own screwdriver, like a wizard's wand.
Not really.
There's not one screwdriver to rule them all.
No.
Okay.
No, there's a great scene in Eccleston, the Ninth Doctor, where he meets Captain Jack. And
Captain Jack just has a regular screwdriver.
No, Captain Jack has like a gun or something, and the Doctor pulls out a screwdriver, and Captain's like, "What's that?" It's a screwdriver. It's a what? It's a sonic screwdriver. Who looks at a screwdriver and says this could be more sonic? It's just funny.
That's funny.
It is.
Doesn't look like a screwdriver.
Well, it does actually unscrew screws and blows up landmines.
Roundabout and just about everything else as well. Unless this door is made of wood.
Yeah, it has problems with doors made of wood.
But that has nothing to do with the locking mechanism.
It has problems with doors made of wood. Don't ask. Don't question.
Oh my god. Reverse the polarity on the door.
Oh, drink. Anyway, right. We will see the Master again and again and again and again with pretty much every single Doctor. He's a constantly recurring villain.
More so than the Daleks? Who's had the most?
Actually, pretty well. Serials or episodes? Because the Daleks have the advantage of
appearances.
Oh, appearances? I don't know. The Daleks have the advantage of being
because they have that 13
back in the 60s where you had 12 episode runs and 7 episode runs and 6 episode runs.
Yeah.
And the Master is fewer, but he's in with the 7th Doctor in the TV movie and the 8th Doctor in the TV movie.
I think he already, like just what we've watched, probably the Master has more appearances than the Daleks. Maybe.
I'd have to count. But, you know, for just serials and everything.
Yeah, just appearances.
Yeah. Lately, in Flux, you've got the Master, the Cybermen, the Daleks, the Santarans. Mm-hmm. They just threw everything at the wall. Oh, and the Weeping Angels. They just threw everything at the wall to see what would stick.
Big old melting pot of villains.
Yeah, it's a big gumbo.
What we got here?
Let's throw a couple more in. Let's see what works.
We got the crawdads.
And he's very much in the limelight because of Flux and the Timeless Children. He's supposed to be the big end-all be-all at the end. We'll see.
Really?
Well, in theory, it's... Like I said, I'm still hoping he's the Timeless Child. It makes more sense than the Doctor being it. But we'll see.
I would like to see that there's actually been 2 Masters the whole time. And one is still the other generation.
There are multiple Master episodes. Very specifically...
That's more of like a time loop, right? Because they're...
Well, no, you know how you get the multiple Doctor episodes.
Right.
Well, this is the same thing except with the Master. So you get the Master and the Missy together in an episode.
Versus the Doctor and another Doctor?
Well, just the one Doctor.
Oh, okay. They double team him?
Actually, Missy's kind of on the Doctor's side, and Sim, I think the guy's name is. The actor, Sim, S-I-M-M, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
He's just bat loco crazy.
And he's also the Master?
He's the Master.
Okay.
She's Missy, yeah.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, apparently you can bring the Master back a million different ways. He shows up as a snake in one deal. Oh. He just assumes somebody else's body in another. Oh. Well, in the same one. He dies, but they get the ring off his hand with his genetic DNA on it, and they do a ritual to summon him back to life.
It's like a lich with its phylactery.
Yeah. He's just a force of nature. Like I said, this is why he needs to be the Timeless Child. But like I said, we'll see how all that goes down.
But the Doctor also has a seemingly infinite number of regenerations.
Well, not really. The Doctor had a very specific number count, and then was given a whole new set of regenerations, and is on that set. until and unless the Timeless Child changes all that. But I'm hoping it doesn't.
Isn't it? So he's given 13, 12, how many?
12 regenerations.
And then they gave him another 12.
Correct.
So only 24. And we've seen how many doctors so far, including the War Doctor,
All right.
the future Hartnell Doctor, the...
Future Hartnell Doctor?
You said the
Somebody else playing the first Doctor,
which is implied,
not a different incarnation.
You said is a future version of... I don't know.
Oh,
no,
Tom Baker.
Tom Baker's Doctor.
Baker.
Future
Yes.
Tom Baker's Doctor. So there's that one,
Okay.
which is also not the Curator? The Curator.
The Curator. There's also the Valyard.
There's so many.
I'll explain the Valyard later.
So that's gotta be more than 24, right?
We don't know. We could actually hit all those between now and, 25 Doctors, because the first one, the 12 generations twice.
24 regenerations.
So 25. But some of the numbers are off because you have to take out the War Doctor.
Why? He counts.
And the Meta-Crisis Doctor.
No, they're regenerations. How do they not count?
They were wasted regenerations, yeah.
Wasted
Well,
I mean, they count towards the
regeneration limit, yes.
Yeah.
Which is why you have the 12th Doctor as...
Who's really like the 15th.
Yeah.
So
but he's he should have, basically based on the numbers, you know.
So if we sit down and we count out every like extended Doctor, non-numbered Doctor, like does that still fit within 25?
Currently, yes.
Okay.
Most of them fit within the original.
What if the Timeless
run.
Child was a twin, and the Doctor and the Master were brothers? They're both the Timeless Child.
Well, the Timeless Child shows up as a girl. Just to let you know.
Well,
But
I mean,
it's
so does
possible.
the Doctor and the Master.
Eventually. Don't know. Like I said, we have to see what Chibnall does, and we have to see if any of it's ever acknowledged by Russell T Davies or just completely ignored or
It's kind
retconned.
of
Swept under the rug.
There haven't been very many Doctor Who retcons.
The whole Timeless Child thing is a giant ass retcon. The only other major retcon, which wasn't even major, it was a throwaway line. The Doctor says in the TV movie that he was half human on his mother's side. This is never spoken of or acknowledged again.
A hard old joke.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing.
That would explain his love for humans.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing is that the Doctor lies. So he's probably lying about that.
But that wasn't specifically retconned.
No, it's just ignored.
So it could be... It's still canon.
Technically, but it's ignored canon. But the problem is that unless it's ever acknowledged again, it was just the Doctor lying.
Well, you could say a lot of things were ignored canon.
Well...
Because a lot of things are
Yeah.
only mentioned once.
Well, it's like grandfather, to Susan. He mentions her as his granddaughter 35, 40 times, if not more. He keeps calling her granddaughter.
Yeah.
That's super acknowledged.
Yeah.
But saying something simple like, yeah, I was this at one point, doesn't make it true,
I'm sure like 90% of the things the Doctor says would fall under that definition of ignored canon, though.
Or, no, it was just a lie.
I'm sure he has a lot of throwaway lines.
Then he has a lot of lies.
What do you call that? There's a word for someone, a pathological liar. I'm convinced the Doctor's the villain of the story. He's the bad guy.
No, he's the good guy. No. Currently, Chibnall is the villain of the story. We'll get there. You'll see.
Worse than Moffat?
Yeah.
Would
Probably rename the bucket.
Would you rather have Moffat back?
Yes.
So, like, if they re-announced the series 14, the showrunner was replaced with Moffat, you'd still be happy about it.
Over Chibnall, yeah. But Russell T Davies is even better. And he's the one who's doing it, so we'll see.
Cool.
All right.
And a whole new production company.
Yep, Bad Wolf. Owned by Sony, which means they're not going to do any of that woke crap, hopefully. Because Sony is the first company that figured out and to not do it.
Apple proprietary, PlayStation exclusive. You're going to have to buy a PS5 to watch the new
No, that's not how that works. All right. Okay. If you have any questions about the master, put them down below. And we're gonna do the Sea Devils.
Over here. Post one over here on a post-it note on the side of your monitor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, it's your turn.
Do we have a? I don't want to.
Well, you don't have to.